Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, this is the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Here, coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, we talk about a lot. Even this, MJF set to defend the World Championship against Bandino. No, MJF will defend the World title against Bandino. Bandino was the number one contender for the AEW title. Let's see if Bandino can win some gold, as he's already a Ring of Honor champion. Let's talk about it coming up here. Plus, also too, the standout and the Babes of Wrath, the AEW Women's Champions, taking another triangle match. Can they get a victory over what happened last week? Not they embarrassed Mercedes Moné. We'll talk about Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. You saw my face, my picture and stuff. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, let's not waste no time. What's up? Let's get things started right here with the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Don't forget, tomorrow will be our TNA Ring Report debut. So look forward to seeing that. We look forward to seeing you on the TNA Ring Report. The first ever TNA Ring Report. It's been about almost a couple of years ago when we first started in pro wrestling shows. It's been about almost 7 years. Man, 7 years has gone on by, but we still here. Almost 10, almost 8 years. And 9 years was wow. Almost 10 years, man. Woo. Ain't this crazy? All right. We'll talk about that another day, but let's get started right here, right now. What went down tonight? What went down tonight was this. Pat. Darby Allin had their match tonight. Pac and Darby Allin. Leave the rest. When against Darby Allin applied that pressure to Pac right here. I think Pac just didn't see it coming. Pac was trying to get some measure revenge. Just wasn't enough for Pac. I think Pac gonna realize that hey, he can't leave Darby Allin alone. And when Darby Allin he messing with you, leave him alone. But didn't do so tonight. But as we saw right here, Pac really playing dividends to what happened tonight. Well, but Darby Allin won over Pac. Or using that sharpshooter. And what? Hit the 1, 2, 3, and did so tonight. So I guess Darby Allin getting the win over Pac, and I think Pac realizing and stuff what Darby Allin had him going through. I think Darby Allin's gonna realize, hey, I can't win for lose on this one, but I'm gonna try. Just wasn't enough tonight, but we saw and how it went down. But you see stuff. Well, speaking of that, we we saw Ken Omega. I want to show you Ken Omega. Quick, if we can show you Ken Omega was standing in the ring. Ken Omega saying that he want to lay claim his shot at being AEW champion. That he hadn't got a shot at the AEW title. Ken Omega making it clean and making it clean to himself of what he wanted to do. And then Ken Omega doing what they're doing. And how they can do it. Called out everybody, including champion MJF, that he's coming for MJF once he gets done with his business. And so we saw how that went down and stuff. So we saw Ken Omega leading the primrose path, and he's coming. Well as Heyman and Swerve saying they want a shot at the AEW title as well. So a lot of people jockeying for position to go for the AEW championship. But I think Kenny Omega is going to be have to worry about the Don Callis family that keeps on irritating him, and Kenny Omega may have to take them down first to get himself back in title contention. Well, we heard from this right here. Speaking of this tag team match right here, the huge fatal four way is Jake something and got Mark Davis. They're the number one contenders for the tag team championship. And they could be heading for the goal and the gusto. Become tag team champions. We could see that being that way. How that's gonna be moving forward. But like we said, Jake something making his could have been on Impact and stuff, but and no, I don't want to do Impact. I want to do something else. I want to focus my attention on something else and something different. So they'll be going for FTR and their tag team titles sooner rather than later. Well, we get to one of these major matches as well. AEW Women's Champion Chris Stanley and the Babes of Rap, the tag team champions, went against the Triangle Madness. The Triangle Madness trying to venture out, but they have got their vengeance. The Triangle Madness really want to be that. They want to go for the goal, and they could go for the goal by doing evil stuff, and all that evil stuff could be coming back to fruition. So, so we'll see how they will progress down the road, but we'll see. Well, we see that Samoa Joe has aligned himself with Brian Keith. No, Brian Keith part of Samoa Joe's ops or what? We could see that being that way and how all that's gonna play around and stuff. Brian Keith could be the newest member of the ops moving forward. So hey, could see. But speaking of that, um, Heyman got his own little problems. He want to get back in the world championship picture. Well, he saw how Jet Speed did tonight and asked them do they want to be that his tag team partner in the tag team championship match. They agreed. So it'll be this week, Jet Speed and Heyman teaming up against the Ops for the tag team trios championship. You'll see that's gonna be an interesting match to see as well. So we'll see how this is gonna go. Also, too, Brody King was in action. Brody King really finished and wrapped up what he had going on and did so by taking down you know who, Big Brody King with the madness. I can tell you that right now. Brody King did. Well, we get to the main event. The main event was for the AEW Championship match as um, MJF defending the world title against Bandido, who is a world champion in his own right, the Ring Honor World Champion. And Bandido and MJF took it to the limit and took it to the limit, all right. But Bandido tried to try to win the championship. So MJF admitted that Bandido could be a future world champion. Bandido took that praise, but MJF was being that sarcastic, being so dirty, and to see how this is gonna go. But we kind of know how this is gonna go. We see how this is gonna be coming forward. But MJF barely escaped tonight. We saw Bandino retained. Bandino didn't get the AEW title, but probably his ring was on the line. But MJF saying he don't need no rings no more. He's just focused on gold. MJF trying to be a Ric Flair is type person. So you can see how that went down as well. Well, that ends the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Let's move over to wrestling hot topics. Wrestling Hot Topics. We're seeing this right here, this promotion that the Rascals are coming to AEW. They just left TNA. This is the biggest acquisition that AEW has got. TNA. Four guys. The Rascals are now AEW bound, and they're gonna bring that same comedy like that 70s show like to TNA. So the Rascals now on board as TNA as AEW stars. We know that one half Desmond, what's his name? Myron Reed was supposed to be in action against Leon Slate. That's been canceled for the TNA premiere on the AEC. So let's see. Now the Rascals are officially AEW going forward. Well, speaking of that, Mercedes Monet had got her husband, the Beast Motos, is now officially a lawyer. Mercedes Monet had got embarrassed last week without that cake in her face, and now she can celebrate with her boyfriend, the Beast Mortis, is now officially a lawyer. So congratulations, Beast Mortis, on becoming a lawyer. So that went down as well. Well, I mean, we run down everything. We're looking forward to tomorrow as who's gonna take Myron's spot in that TNA X Division Championship match. No way and see, but we're gonna be looking forward to tomorrow. The TNA Ring Report coming up your way. So we're gonna leave you with Bandino. Almost got masked, took his mask away by AEW champion MJF. Why he did that? He's more he's gonna try to get more despicable each and every week. That's what he's trying to do. Thank you all for watching this edition of Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Ken Dixon. So long. We'll see you tomorrow for the TNA Ring Report here on Pro Wrestling Show.